Now it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were beautiful, and they took wives for themselves of all whom they chose.
The Nephilims. In the days of my youth, when the world was still fresh, and the air was filled with the fragrance of blooming flowers, I, Noah, walked the earth with a heart full of wonder. The story of the Nephilim began long before I was chosen to build the ark, and it is a tale steeped in both awe and trepidation. I remember the day the sons of God descended from the heavens, a sight that remains etched in my memory. The sky, once a vast expanse of azure, seemed to ripple with an ethereal glow as these celestial beings touched down upon the earth. Their presence was both magnificent and terrifying. They were draped in garments that shimmered like the stars, and their eyes held the depth of ancient wisdom. I watched from a distance, my heart pounding in my chest, as the very fabric of creation quivered in their wake. These sons of God were not merely spirits. They were beings of immense power and allure. As they walked among mortals, I saw them draw near to our daughters, their beauty captivating the hearts of the women. The allure of these divine beings was irresistible, and soon they took wives for themselves, marrying those who were mere mortals. The union of the celestial and the earthly was a sight both glorious and unsettling. I could see the way the women glowed with an otherworldly beauty, as if infused with the essence of their husbands. It was through these unions that the Nephilim were born giants, towering and formidable. I remember the first time I laid eyes upon one of them, a young boy, perhaps no older than 7, but already he stood head and shoulders above the men of our village. His laughter echoed like thunder, and his playful antics filled the air with a mixture of joy and fear. The Nephilim were not merely large, they bore the weight of their lineage, a strength that seemed to pulse through their very being, as if the heavens themselves had breathed life into them. Yet, as the days passed, it became clear that this mingling of the divine and the mortal was not without consequence. The giants grew in number and strength, but with it came an overwhelming darkness. They were often driven by desires that twisted their hearts, their laughter turning to jeers, their games to chaos. The world, once vibrant and full of life, began to decay under the weight of their arrogance and might. The cries of the innocent echoed through the valleys, and the earth itself groaned under the burden of their misdeeds. As I watched the world transform, I felt a stirring in my soul, a call to righteousness amidst the growing corruption. The hearts of men were filled with wickedness, and I, a simple man, began to understand the gravity of my purpose. I was chosen to be a beacon of hope, a vessel of salvation in a time when darkness threatened to consume all. Yet, I held on to the memory of the Nephilim, those giants who roam the earth, as symbols of both the beauty and terror of creation. They were a reminder of the delicate balance between the heavenly and the earthly, and how easily that balance could be disrupted. As I prepared for the great flood, I knew that the time had come to cleanse the earth of its wickedness, to restore harmony, and to preserve the purity of life. In the end, the story of the Nephilim serves as a haunting reminder of the consequences of our choices. As the waters rose and the heavens poured forth their fury, I held fast to my faith, believing that from the ashes of destruction would rise a new beginning, a promise that through me, hope would endure.